guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're reviewing the all-new 2025 Nissan Murano Platinum.
And a big thanks to Red and the rest of the management and staff here at Courtesy Nissan in Tampa, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Red.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Murano has been Nissan's mid-size crossover SUV since 2003. The fourth generation Murano that you see here gets a ground-up redesign for 2025. Styling-wise, the new Murano looks nothing like its predecessor, although sharing a decent resemblance with Nissan's electric crossover, the Ariya. The 2025 Murano also modernizes the interior with available heated and ventilated massage seats, dual 12.3-inch screens, a heads-up display, and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. For the powertrain, Nissan finally ditches the CVT in favor of this 9-speed automatic transmission with standard all-wheel drive on the top SL and Platinum trims. Nissan also replaces the fairly dated 3.5-liter V6, which was a VQ V6, in favor of their 2-liter turbocharged VC 4-cylinder engine. There are 3 trims available for the 2025 Murano, ranging from the $40,000 SV up to the $49,000 Platinum. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So the new Murano gets full LED lighting up front. We get a 6-piece projector LED for the headlamps with daytime runners underneath. Full front parking sensing, forward-facing camera with an updated Nissan badge. It's labeled Murano up front above the grille area with a panel housing our advanced safety features. I like the black contrast too with the grille. No shiny chrome on anything for the front end styling. A little bit of chrome on the wheels and a slight chrome outline for the top part of the window trim, but it looks solid with the black contrasted roof. We'll check all that out in 1 second. We get a black panel for the lower grille area and lower bumper area for the front end styling. We get this very aerodynamic gunmetal gray, black, and silver contrasted 21-inch rims wrapped in Bridgestone Alenza Sport all-season tires. The dimensions are 255/50 R21, so the 255 wide tires with all-wheel drive should have no issue putting the power down. We'll see how the 50 sidewall tires keep the ride quality. We get some black contrast for the rocker panel side skirt area, black contrasted mirrors with an LED turn signal on them, additional camera to help us out with the 360, and blind spot monitoring on the glass. We get blacked out pillars, a little bit of chrome aluminum trim for the top part of the window trim, blacked out roof with a panoramic moonroof shark fin style antenna. We get smart access for the driver and a front passenger. I'll take a step back. Hopefully you guys can pick up the side profile in this all-new 2025 Murano. It looks good in my opinion. The rear wheel and tire setup, same thing as up front. The only difference is a smaller brake caliper. We get a splash guard, full rear parking sensing, LED taillights, gunmetal gray Murano labeling, Nissan badge also updated. Shout out Courtesy Nissan in Tampa, Florida for helping make this review possible. All-wheel drive on the left side and Platinum on the right. The SL and the Platinum come standard with all-wheel drive. The rear wiper is housed underneath the spoiler with an LED third brake light, and the LEDs continue to the center part of this trunk, making this SUV look really cool at night. We also get the smart trunk feature. You just swipe your foot underneath the lower bumper area and the trunk opens up for you if the keys are in your pocket. I don't have the keys in my pocket, but we'll check that out towards the end of this review. The exhaust tip, we have dual exhaust in each corner. And speaking of the exhaust tip, let's fire up this 2-liter VC turbo and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was the sound of the 2-liter variable compression turbocharged 4-cylinder sold by Nissan for the 2025 Murano. And it sounds okay, cranking out 241 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque. Basically flip-flop numbers compared to the outgoing 3.5-liter V6. Made it to a 9-speed automatic transmission, sending the power to all 4 wheels. You can expect 0 to 60 from the mid to high 7-second range. So not much different compared to the outgoing model. It's just the way the power gets built with the transmission, with the turbocharged power plant, feels a lot different. What you see is basically what we get. We get hydraulic struts, appreciated for an SUV at this price point. And speaking of price point, before we take a step inside, let's take a quick look at this window sticker and see everything we get on the 2025 Nissan Murano Platinum all-wheel drive. with a $49,600 base price. You guys can pause, take a look at all the standard features. The only thing here that stands out to me is that they actually labeled the front and rear disc brakes. For an SUV starting at 50 grand, I really sure hope that it comes standard with front and rear disc brakes. Options, $255 for the splash guards, $925 for the two-tone premium paint, $90 for the charging set, $510 for the carpeted floor mats and cargo mat, $455 for the cargo package, $1390 for the destination charge, totaling us out at $53,225. 23 combined MPGs, 21 in the city, 27 on the highway. A little bit better than the outgoing model, but not the most drastic of a difference. If you're driving with this thing in boost, don't expect to get much better fuel economy than the 3.5 liter V6. But as far as the interior, big upgrade compared to the outgoing model. Up top, we get the soft leather stitch material, some carbon flash aluminum beneath it, aluminum door handle, two-person memory seats, power folding mirrors, four-way adjustable windows, and they have a very premium feel to them. Cushy soft leather armrest, decent storage, solid storage down below. You'll stack 3 6-inch subs with a big gulp in front of it, just hard plastic. We get Bose premium audio system. You get 3 tweeters in the dashboard and single bass speakers on each door. The seats are perforated, quilted, heated, and ventilated massage seats. You get 4-way lumbar control. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide. And taking a step inside, we can really check it out. So foot on the brake, engine start, stop, and everything fires right to life. So as you guys can see, this interior is also ground up redesigned, starting with the steering wheel. We get like a almost square shape to it. It's a flat bottom and a flat-ish top. Perfect 9 and 3, decent 10 and 2. The horn area is hard plastic. The horn, loud and aggressive. People should be definitely getting out of your way. We get dual pane windows here too, keeping everything nice and quiet. Our cruise control settings on the left side with our volume control. On the right side, we have our skip, voice commands, and adjustments for the infotainment. Speaking of the adjustments, let's check them out. Here we get our compass and turn-by-turn music that's currently playing, advanced safety features screen, settings, home screen, fuel and trip computer, and tire pressure. My personal favorite to look at all times would be the home screen with a tach that goes to about 6,000 RPM and our fuel level to the right. The stocks have a very satisfying click, auto headlamps, auto high beams, and auto rain sensing wipers, all appreciated features. Power tilt and telescoping steering column. We get our active steering for the lane keep assist, heads up display you can adjust, heated steering wheel, and our trunk release. Electronic parking brake with auto hold. Hopefully you guys can get a good look at the pedals. More of that carbon flash aluminum trim with some genuine aluminum beneath it. Leather stitched dashboard, all very premium feel, and the heads up display. Hopefully you guys can pick that up on camera. The 12.3-inch infotainment screen, we already checked out the 12.3-inch digital gauge display with the touchscreen. Just like on the new Ultima trims, it is top-notch premium, Google's latest infotainment display, and it has excellent response. Resolution's perfect. It shows you the traffic, shows you where the gas stations are, and you can do voice commands for the navigation very easily, so you don't have to take your eyes off the road to type it in. We can recenter the touchscreen, see what else is available. Our home screen, we were just there. We also just checked out the map, music with our settings. Cool. Phone information, our voice assistant, and our apps. Here we have our demo mode, system information, GPS position, interior light, Google Assistant, maps, all of the potential adjustments. My personal favorite to look at all times would just be the home screen, so we'll leave it there. We get notifications and settings beneath it, heated and ventilated front seats, heated steering wheel, and dual zone automatic front climate control. More of that aluminum trim beneath. Volume dial has a very satisfying click or resistance. Skip controls, hazards, Murano labeled beneath. And we have touch sensitive climate control buttons. And although they're touch sensitive, which is usually a gripe of mine, since they're always in this position, you don't have to take your eyes off the road. Once you get used to their location, they are just about the same as buttons, just without the click. We get some wood grain trim outside of it, engine start stop, 2 USB-C ports, wireless phone charging pad. Gear selector is button activated, so right now we're in park. We can check out the backup camera. Super high resolution, guidance lines and trajectory with an over-the-top 360. Also with guidance lines and trajectory, we can change up our views for a backup and side blind zone view, and we can do a backup camera only view. But this is probably my personal favorite screen to leave it at all times, so we'll leave it there, and you can throw it into park. We stay in the backup camera screen for a few seconds, but pressing the camera button, now we switch over to a forward-facing screen. And as you press the camera button, we change different views, so you can see a forward-facing with guidance lines and trajectory, going back to the home screen, forward-facing with an over-the-top 360, forward-facing with a side blind zone camera, forward facing only camera, and right back to where we already were. We can press this 3D button too, and now we can move all around. Well, not in the screen. Now we can move all. And now we can move all around our 2025 Nissan Murano with a click of a button. I wish it was color specific, but really not a big deal. You can press the camera button one more time and we return right back to the previous screen. Solid storage compartment, perfect for keys, phones, and wallets. Cup holders, you'll fit 24, maybe 32 ounce bottles. Drive mode selector, we get sport, standard, and eco mode. We'll start it off in standard, try out sport, try out eco, and just see what the differences are. Leather stitch trim for the entire center console area. Some additional storage down below, a pretty decent amount of it too. We get some very soft padding for the leather stitch armrest. We can open up the center console and it is spacious. You're fitting probably 6 to 8 1-liter bottles of soda in there. Coin slot. The glove box is hard plastic, damp, not lined felt, but pretty deep. You'll fit probably 30 license plates in there. Should be able to fit 2 pairs of shoes. Not a frameless rear view mirror, but it is auto dimming. The interior lights are touch sensitive and LED. Sunglass holder. The moonroof is massive and we can open it up. The glass goes underneath the second panel so it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. See if it goes out any further. It does. So well into the second row of space, we can poke our way out of here. Beautiful day today in Tampa, Florida. Sunny and 61 degrees according to this 2025 Murano. We can shut the glass right up. We'll leave the shade open so when we hop out back, you guys can see how much light is brought into the cabin. But that's about it for the front seat, at least. This 2025 Nissan Murano Platinum. Let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the materials. Before we hop out back, the gas cap is pushed to open, easy fill, and I recommend sticking to premium fuel here for this variable compression turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. We get a sunshade back here, more of that contrasted leather trim, and it feels really soft. Gushy soft armrest, auto one-touch window, aluminum door handle, more plastic carbon flash trim for the trim pieces as opposed to that aluminum up front. The rear seats are the same material with the padding going all the way out to the door frame. They are decently bolstered for a back seat, heated, not ventilated. We also don't get a third zone climate back here, just air vents, but really not the end of the world. The legroom looks solid. I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I still have about 7 inches of knee room, headroom. Even with the moonroof, I have about 1.5 inches, maybe 2. I mentioned the air vents, USB-C ports, and heated seats. We get a mat pocket behind the passenger seat, no mat pocket behind the driver. The center cubby, you got to jab your hand into it to open it up, and it feels like some pretty durable leather. You can fit 24-ounce bottles, phone, wallet, keys, and a ton of light brought into the cabin thanks to this panoramic moonroof. The interior lights, touch-sensitive LED. We get our grab handles on both sides, but no hooks for a suit or a dress on either grab handle. That's about it though, guys, for the back seat. Let's hop out into the cargo space, see how much space is offered back there, and take this 2025 Murano out for a drive. So as you guys saw, the kick activated automatic door function, it's pretty reliable. It works almost every single time as long as the keys are in your pocket. As you guys can see, the cargo space here is impressive. The step-in is a little bit high at 6 feet tall. My knee's about 4 or 5 inches below the step-in, so if you have older or smaller pets, it may be a little bit tough for them to hop back here, but the space for them here is really solid. I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly how much space there is with the second row up and with the second row down. The latches to fold the second row in each corner. Secret storage, we get a ton of it with a spare and a Bose system inside of the spare. Interesting, not quite sure if the subwoofer is in there or where they have it located, but the spare tire is labeled Bose. That's about it though, guys, for the cargo space. There are 2 buttons to drop the trunk. This button drops it, this button drops it and locks the SUV. We don't need it locked, so we'll press the button on the left, and as soon as you press it, the trunk starts to close. So if you got grocery bags in your hands, make sure you get out of the way or you will get doofed in the head. That's about it though, guys, for the inside and outside of this all-new redesigned 2025 Nissan Murano Platinum. It is a really nice SUV. At around the $50,000 price point, yes, we are getting up there in price, but this is loaded with literally every single option and feature you could possibly want, even massage seats. All new power plant with pretty much the same performance as an outgoing model, but just how that performance is built is different. And speaking of performance, let's take this 2025 Nissan Murano Platinum out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now just about seen everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2025 Nissan Murano Platinum. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impressions, the steering is a big improvement compared to the outgoing model. It's buttery smooth and on center. Throttle response, it's a little bit more numb with the turbocharged engine. There's a noticeable amount of turbo lag, at least in normal mode. We'll see if it changes up when we throw it into sport. Brakes feel good. The interior is quiet. Lean into it about a third of the way. And boost just now. Yeah, I mean, it's a quick car. It's just we have to wait for the boost to kick in, and there's a noticeable amount of turbo lag. Feels smoother over the bumps. Quieter too. Dual pane windows definitely help. Feels like a luxury SUV. Doesn't feel a whole lot different than, say, a Lexus RX. Lean into about halfway. Boost. Ooh, you hear that boost kick in. Whew. Yeah, it definitely gets up and goes. You just gotta wait for it. We'll try it out in sport mode. See what changes up. The steering gets a little bit tighter. Body roll is very limited, and the turning radius is very sharp. Taking a step out here in sport mode, about half throttle. Ooh! Yeah, sport mode gives you a little bit more aggressiveness through the foot. You can try one out off the line in sport mode, no brake torque, just off the line on the gas. Boost. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it gets up and goes really good. It's not blowing you away in terms of performance, but it has a very strong power plant once the boost kicks in. Outside of boost, you're gonna be doing a little bit of waiting compared to the previous model year, but the previous model year with that slow CVT, that would take probably a second and a half just to get into your power band, was the same issue, just for different reasons. Throwing it a little bit faster than we should. Body roll so limited. Half throttle, oh yeah. I like the way this thing feels in sport. It builds that boost a little bit quicker. We try out these paddles. Taking a step out here. Ooh. And the paddles are decently responsive. We try out a real world turning radius test. On the gas. The second gear. But I mean, it still gets up and goes really good. But if you're not in the optimal gear, we gotta wait for that boost to kick in. And it's a reasonably heavy SUV for a 2-liter turbocharged engine. So yes, that boost is going to be doing a reasonable amount. Let's throw it into eco mode, see what changes up. Throttle gets a lot more numb, so everything that I've been saying about this boost building, it's gonna get even worse in eco mode. For that reason, I'll recommend leaving it in normal for daily driving. This turbocharger has a little bit too much turbo lag to be under throttled for the SUV of this size. For that reason, I wish that, I'm okay with this power plant. I'm not saying that this is a bad power plant by any means, but I wish that they still kept the 3.5 liter V6 as an option, maybe not a cost option, but with the new turbocharged Armada platform, I wish they put like a detuned version of that into this Platinum, at least as a $3,000 or $4,000 option. It would make this SUV expensive, pushing $60,000 almost, but you'd be getting your money's worth. I mean, if this thing was going towards 400 horsepower, 400 plus pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in the 4-second range, you'd literally be rivaling vehicles like a BMW X3 M50i or like an even entry-level X5. That's the kind of level of performance you'd be seeing if that was an available power plant. And I can see why it's not an available power plant, so people still buy the Infiniti competition, because like, what's the incentive of buying the Infiniti when the Nissan has the cooler engines and the cooler looks and so on and so forth. But even without the 3.5 liter V6 or the new turbocharged 6-cylinder from the Armada engines, this is still a solid power plant and an excellent overall SUV. They could really only improve this SUV by offering more engine options. Outside of the engine options, this is an excellent platform. It drives nice, it's quiet, it has every option and feature that you can possibly want or need, and a base price under 50,000 bucks with standard all-wheel drive, booming audio system, heated ventilated massage seats, leather everywhere. If that's what you're looking for, guys, under the $50,000 base price point, I would 100% recommend checking out the 2025 Nissan Armada. And you can check it out as the SV. If you're looking to save some money, you can get it closer to $40,000, maybe $45,000 out the door. store without any discounts, and you can get these with discounts. Remember that. If you want all the bells and whistles that we have here, go for the Platinum trim that we have here. The SL is a couple $1,000 cheaper than the Platinum. For that reason, I recommend just going up to the Platinum instead of the SL. Why compromise some of the options and features when for a couple $1,000 you can just get all of them? For that reason, I'd recommend going with the Platinum or the SV. Either way, I would definitely recommend checking out the 2025 Nissan Murano. And a big thanks to Red and the rest of the management and staff here at Courtesy Nissan in Tampa, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa Bay area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Red. And a huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too, it really helps me out, the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment, let me know what you like, let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment, let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.